Actually sitting here with Sarah from Afternooners as well. How's it going, Sarah?
Hey, good evening. I know I feel like I haven't done Afternooners a show for
For a
a
little
hot
while.
minute, but I get to sneak in here and still do fun interviews. So I'm
You
pretty
do.
excited.
That's right.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Again, if you have any questions or comments, we have a beautiful musician who's performing live, which is so exciting that we get to do that in studio. And if you want to see our beautiful faces live, you can go on. Yes, I know Darcy's already hitting up the cameras. I love it, work it. Okay. You can go on Facebook and see us K4CO Radio Live, and also on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So we're all over the place. And
All over.
yeah, so please let us know your comments, questions on any of the social media platforms.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how's it going, Darcy? Thank you for coming in.
I'm doing well. I'm so glad I got in safely with like the storms on the road. So it's great to be down here.
I'm loving it. Sarah, not so much. She likes
do
80s.
love it. Well, I do. The rain is beautiful. But yeah, so we have the amazing Darcy Nelson in today, who's a fabulous musician, been on our rotation for a while now.
For a little while,
which is
exactly.
amazing. We get to play your music over the waves.
Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's great to
Love
have
it.
you in. And for those of you tuning in, you get to hear her perform live. So definitely, go on Facebook or Instagram and take a look.
Definitely do. But if you're stuck in the car,
That's okay,
don't
too.
go on and watch your phone.
I agree. Yeah. So we need a little disclaimer.
Yes.
If you are listening, that is totally fine. That is amazing.
You can
Eyes on the
follow-
road, people.
Oh, good.
Eyes on the road. We'll give you
Eyes
lots
on
of
the
beautiful
road.
things to listen to and tempting your ears.
Well, and now you can be pulled over for having a phone in your hand. So,
I'm aware.
exactly.
It stresses me out.
You can, everybody, you can go to darcynelson.com. That's DARCY Nelson.com. And Denver singer-songwriter. Darcy, how long have you been releasing songs?
Ooh, releasing songs. I think it's been since 2022. I haven't thought about that in a while. I had 2 singles, and my first was actually for a friend's short film. I wrote her a song called Bad, and it was very much like not my energy, but for her characters, with a lot of like sass and like high heels sampled in. And that was the first song I got to release. It's for my friend A. Noel Jackson out in LA, making her song or her film Outlaws. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah. it was
Very cool. So,
It was cool.
did she just give you a call and say, hey, I want you to write a song for me?
How did that work? I know she was talking about it. I might have offered it because I was just so excited. She's a college friend. We went to community college together, and she'd been dreaming of doing more in the film industry and writing her own and scripting it and shooting it and everything in our hometown of Tacoma. I just got excited and thought, hey, I think I'd heard about sync placements and knew it was expensive to pay for songs in your film. So I think I offered. I was like, hey, can I write you a song for that to be put in there? So,
Right.
yeah.
Do you know the most expensive song to have in your movie?
A famous one.
AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
No way.
Cost about $500,000.
Oh my gosh. And I couldn't sing you a line from that either.
It's really okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Good on them. I hope they get all the placements and all that money.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, so you've been recording since about 2022. How long have you been playing, writing, stuff like that?
I love that question. I really started sharing my music in 2018. Yes, when I moved out to Colorado, 2018, 2017, I moved out here and thought I was going to be leaving behind my life in digital marketing in the arts world and getting another job in marketing out in Denver. And I didn't get a job, and I ran out of some savings and I started busking. So that's when I really started like sharing. But I guess I was writing a little bit and learning how to play guitar back in Tacoma, and was really tenderly afraid to share anything from my heart and really afraid to share what I've been working on. And out here it was like, we probably can't swear on the radio, so I won't. But it was like,
We can.
Well,
can?
we're
Yeah.
not FCC right here,
Oh,
so
hey.
let them fly.
Hey. Bring it on.
I was like, I give no fucks. Nobody here knows me. Like, I was busking at the farmer's market, and they were long. Like, at first I didn't have permission. I researched a place that didn't have a music program so that I could show up and just pretend I was supposed to be there. And I didn't get chased off, and I kind of got welcomed back. And so I was feeling like 3 and 4 hours of just brutally out there, just trying to make noise. And so I was sneaking in some of my like just heart medicine stuff, the stuff that was like full of things I'd been processing, pain and hard things that I was very ashamed and embarrassed to have heard in the world. And those were the songs that people like connected with and noticed when I was in that space of background noise. And it was very healing and beautiful for me to feel seen and just like held and like received with some of that dark medicine that I needed to express and share. So busking was my pathway to getting brave and sharing my music and putting it into the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Well, I want to get started with a song. How about you?
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first song that you're going to play is called Wild Awake.
Yes.
And what is this? How did you write this song? What is this song about? What's the meaning and everything behind it to you?
To me, it shares a little bit of my journey from deciding to quit my job with 2 weeks notice to just house sit in Colorado, which was what my transition looked like, and just stepping into making mistakes and having a new chapter. And I have a friend who's a joy coach, and she has this phrase, wild awake, and she's encouraging women to just step into new layers of bravery and empowerment and living free. And hearing that phrase, it just hit like an arrow of like, oh my gosh, that totally resonates. I feel like it's in me. And I decided to write a song kind of based on a blend of her words and my experience of leaving behind a path that felt like the thing you're supposed to do into the unknown and just letting myself live big because life is so short. It's so short. I don't want to be 60 and 70 and look back and regret that I didn't take more chances.
It's funny how you stop doing the thing you think you're supposed to do and then do what you want to do, how that changes things. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Darcy Nelson right here with Wild Awake on K4CO.
Thank you. The wild and free come alive in me. Dance where the river flows, follow the great unknown. Wild awake, making brave mistakes, stepping outside my fears, living this one dream right here. Oh, 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 wide awake. Oh, 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 wide awake. If you don't like my speed, you can let me be. I make the rules I own, and I'm not gonna follow anyone. 'Cause I'm wide awake, making brave mistakes, stepping outside my fears, living this one dream here. Oh, 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 wide awake. Oh, 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 wide awake. Don't mind me living crazy, dancing inside my flow, making the rules as I go. Wild awake. My brave is bigger than my fears. Watch me grow with each year. My brave is bigger than my fears. Watch me grow with each year. The wild and free come alive in me. Dance where the river flows, follow the great unknown.
Wild Awake. I really like that one right there.
I do too. It's like beautiful and calming and energizing, kind of all at the same time.
When did you write that one?
2022?
2022.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is so beautiful.
Thanks.
I love that. So on your website, so for those of you that can jump on, go to darcynelson.com to find out more about her. Subscribe to her newsletter to find out what she's doing, where she is, all the new releases. Reflections on love, longing, loss, and sass, which I personally love. But music is medicine. Seems like that's kind of your theme.
Yeah.
What does that phrase mean to you?
Ooh, for me, music as medicine is really a lot of things. And also for me personally, first, it's kind of, again, this idea of being able to play with and retool and express and reframe pain and hard things. And I think in that experience, I was able to do more healing and work and realizing the power of my thoughts and beliefs and affirmations, and begin to use music to call in the healing and call in the shift and the wellness that I was longing for. So it was beautiful letting myself have kind of like that grieving, expressing pain space, and to feel the medicine and the healing in that expression. And then to also shift into the idea that we can call in more of the goodness and the light and the things that we do want. And I think that's like for my personal experience with it, but I also feel like just out in the world, music feels like a drug, and it's free and it's accessible and it's everywhere, and we can literally change our mood, our spirit, our vibe with whatever sounds we're putting in our ears and the lyrics that we're absorbing. And so sometimes, again, there's that like frenetic, like let's dance, party, rage, and then there's like the ambient like symphony music of let's be soothing, or the spa music that gets us like super relaxed. And so I think as I've been writing, I've been just even more aware of what music does to me and how it can change my mood. And even sometimes, like, I don't know, I had a really bad dream recently and I didn't know where it came from. And then I realized it's like the lyrics of this song that this guy is singing. It says, I feel like I'm drowning, you're holding me down. And I had a crazy dream related to that. And I was like, I don't know where that came from in my subconscious. And then I heard that song play again and I'm like, ew, that was a scene from that dream. And maybe I don't want to listen to that song so much anymore because I don't like that vibe. And it like stuck with me in a way where I feel like I'm maybe kind of sensitive to messages and words. And I've started listening to music more intentionally. And then, yeah, when I don't listen intentionally, my dreams show up of like, hey, here's something weird you've been putting on repeat. Do you really want to keep repeating that?
Nice. I love it. I have very vivid dreams too. I can relate to that completely.
Oh, are they ever affected by your music choices? Have you seen those?
Just my
crosswords?
life.
Yeah.
Everything I do and don't do, and but it's stuff that is stored there that you go, yeah. A lot of mornings I'll wake up and go, what was that about? But it reminds me of like the journey that you're going through. I actually feel like music, movies, dreams just help heal. I love that. I hear this so often. Sorry, dudes. We've been hearing this a lot from women lately.
Yeah.
Is to go through this empowerment, this healing journey. And I think as women start going through, I'm in my 40s now, but through like the 30s, that's a big shift. And then 40s is an even bigger shift.
I'm heading into that.
It's really eye-opening. And I'm sure, guys can relate to this too, that things just start changing and you heal differently. But I love that you have this outlet and then you get to share, because not only are you healing and taking that journey, but everyone else gets to do that with you as well.
Thank you. It feels really meaningful. It feels like a beautiful way to kind of plug in. And this collection of music is also the stuff I recorded first because I didn't think people would care, quote unquote. Like, this is not music that tends to like be big in the industry. So I felt like it was low stakes to learn on for my first album. And then also it like, well, if my life is short and I get hit by a bus, that's the collection of music I want to have living on the airwaves when I'm no longer here.
And I've always said that music is just like therapy, and it's absolutely, I don't know, kind of life-changing when it comes to that. And you are definitely very singer-songwriter. One of my all-time favorites was Dylan. And one of my favorite songs, kind of when you get older, one of his lines, I used to care, but things have changed. And that's just constant in life. And so I really like how you're more lyrical. Of course, it's really fun sometimes to have that dance music, have that poppy music, have that rage music when you're angry, like in the car or something. But I really like
Denver traffic.
Exactly. I-25, gotta love it. But yeah, just that singer-songwriter of just singing about, as you said, you didn't think anybody would really care about this, but I think more people do when it comes to the substance of it. So
I agree. Is you are authentic, and I think that really comes out with people in their music. Is people do grab to that, especially like I'm going to say this for my own personal journey, like because everyone I know goes through valleys and depression. Like if you have lived more than a year in your life, you have experienced something. But when people can have that artistic outlet and you hear that song and go, oh, I can really relate of that dark moment, and then I can get through it. And with a 3 or 4 minute song, what sometimes takes decades to go through in a life, you're like, oh my God, that's all I needed to hear.
right.
So it does bring a lot of, I don't know, peace to it.
Did you grow up with a lot of music in the family? Your parents, were they?
We listened to a lot of music. I grew up listening to a lot of country radio out in rural Washington State, and grew up in church. So like grew up singing in church from an early age too, of just like sharing a communal experience and kind of accessing a appreciation for divinity, and a lot of music that felt like it was cathartic in its own way with like a positive lens. And so yeah, I got to just be immersed in a lot of radio and listening to a lot of music, even though the house itself, like my mother and I would probably sing all the time in the house, but there weren't really instruments in the home growing up. And I tried to pick up bass guitar once as a teen. That was very short-lived. And then after college is when I really picked up my first instruments, and I went for the mandolin just to be different.
Nice.
Cool. Also, Nickel Creek is a band that I adore. It's a folk band, and they've got a lot of just like Chris Thiele just like jams out on the mandolin. And so I think I was idolizing that instrument a little bit as something unique and different. And when I wrote my first song, I was showing my mandolin instructor on it. She was like, you need guitar. And then like the second or third time, she was like, put a guitar in my hands in her shed and was like, this is how you make a shape strum. This is a guitar. And you're a singer-songwriter. You need a guitar.
Nice.
And so it was interesting learning that. Like, oh, that's why everyone plays guitar, because you can sing to it easily. That's what they say.
That's it. Yeah, singing to bass and just like on a bass guitar. It's a little harder to do. I think you can do it, but
Maybe I'll master it, and then it'll give me extra ambition to learn my looping pedal. I could be the like starting with the bass and then picking up the guitar and the mandolin. Now I've said it out loud. I'm gonna have to start working on this. Be a one lady band.
there you go. Let's get to another one. You have the song "River Wash Me." I like the title.
Yeah.
What is this one for you? When did you write this one?
I wrote this one 2023 or 4. And this one for me has been kind of just like, oh, actually, you know what this was? This was Song School out in Lyons, Colorado. They have this beautiful space where they turn the Planet Bluegrass into a song school, and we're all camping and sleeping under the stars and writing by the river. And there was one instructor who was like, go write a song. Like, I can't remember what tools they gave us, but then they were like, you're at song school, you've been hearing a lot of talking, go write a song. And I was sitting by the river, St. Vrain River in Lyons, and wishing I had some profound, like, romance song or something like, you know, like epic and profound. And all I could think was just the sense I was in the moment and the sonics of the river and how cleansing it feels. There's a reason they put like little fountains in the spa areas with that sound. Like, there's something sonically cleansing about that. And I was probably in another season of shedding things and needing to release things, and was just sitting there with this phrase, river wash me clean. That's all I could think of. And I tried to like write other music, and then I was like, maybe this is what's trying to come through right now. So I wrote this one last summer at Song School, and sampled in some river sounds from Moab. There's a very magical hike at one of the arches. There's a small river that originates out of the red stones, and you're hiking along the river, and I was like dancing and singing my Wild Awake song, like dancing on my solo hike up, and then it's just astounding to see water trickling out of a desert wall and to hear the sound that it makes. And so I took my phone and sampled it as I was like walking up to the head of the crack, and we put that song or those sounds into the production on this track of one of my favorite like Moab hikes in a river.
Wow. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Darcy Nelson, darcynelson.com, and here is River Wash Me, K4CO.
Thanks, guys. I'm kind of nervous, so it's like, I'm like, there we go. I'm like, where do my chords start? Now I'm good. I've had my eyes on a screen, my butt in a seat, dying inside with these weeks on repeat. Gotta get to the mountains, I need solace and peace. Wanna feel the wind blow through my soul on retreat. Let the river wash me clean, water flow through me, take me deeper than I see, down to my belief. Ooh, da 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 da, river wash me clean. Ooh, da 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 da, water flow through me. Stepping beside her, feet on bare rocks, craving guidance from my inner thoughts. Hungry blank tablet in my heart and hands, open to wisdom in motionless dance. River wash me clean, water flow through me, deeper than I see, down to my belief. Ooh, da 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 da, river wash me clean. Ooh, da 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 da, water flow through me. Out in the wildness, I'm anchored in peace. If I could survive this, I'd never leave. River wash me clean, water flow through me, deeper than I see, down to my belief. River water, deeper than I see, down to my belief. River wash me clean.
River Wash Me Clean, Darcy Nelson. Beautiful. Another beautiful song. You have a really great voice
Thank you.
for us. So absolutely.
It's a little nerve-wracking sharing live.
Oh,
so fun, though.
Pretty. Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh. Oh,
Sarah
I
loves it
always
because it's
feel-
just a concert for us.
Yes,
right
it is.
here.
It's our own personal
our own
concert
live
in our
concert.
front row. Has anyone ever compared you to another artist before? The long, deep pause. It's good if they haven't.
I would
was just-
like
yeah.
to be compared to Alison Krauss. I feel like her voice has a lilting style.
I
That's similar.
100% was thinking of her.
Okay.
And a little mix with like Annie Lennox in there. There was like, it was interesting. I was definitely thinking Krauss. It has that, but you have beautiful, and I'm sorry, I'm not a musician, so I always butcher this, but just the range where that can like go up and down seamlessly. That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
That's hard to do.
Thanks, Sarah.
So I
fun.
can't do it at all, but you know, it's so beautiful.
Air acrobatics. It's fun. It's like
Yes.
playing with your voice and your body.
I love it. And you're all over the place. So you
Yeah.
are at festivals, you do house concerts, and you have some things kind of coming up here,
Yeah.
maybe. Are you able to share or does it not drop yet?
Yeah, I've got some things I can share. I'm excited. Saturday, I'm going to be up in Fort Collins. KRFC is having their 22nd annual birthday party. And as I was reading the lines again, I guess our Federal Corporation for Public Broadcasting lost all funding.
Oh,
That's what their email said.
okay.
I'm going to fact check that. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't tell me a dishonesty. That's wild that our
Okay.
public broadcasting has lost all of its funding. So stations that do independent news and film and news and music, they're going to need more support. And so I'll be up there playing from about 1:15 to 2:30. I get to kick things off with an acoustic solo set in Fort
Nice.
Collins. It's my first gig in Fort Collins.
Yay.
So I'm excited for that.
Cool. Where in Fort Collins?
It's going to be at a brewery that I've forgotten the name of.
Okay, that's
It's on
okay.
my website. It
Okay.
might be O'Doul's, but they have a wine side and a bar brewery side.
Okay. DarcyNelson.com?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go look
I will
for
ask my
you.
calendar where I'm supposed to be.
You and I have so much in common. I know when I wake up. Yes. So
We
this
love
is,
Fort Fun. We both lived up there for a little while. So
Ooh, Fort Fun.
Fort
Fort
Fun.
Fun is
like
what
that.
we call
I
it.
like that.
Yes.
You guys can give me some ideas on other things I should do while I'm up there. if I have
Definitely.
time.
Drink and eat.
Okay. All right. Good food.
And play guitar.
Hey.
Yeah, they've always had a lot of good music,
They
good
do.
music scene up there too.
love it.
Yeah.
I have a couple other things. There's this
Yeah.
thing that's at a private ranch in Parker, and it's called the Sacred. Oh gosh,
The
my
Sacred
brain-
Return?
Thank you. I
Yeah.
was like, my brain has gone spacey.
You're good.
But it is a women's half-day retreat, and it's a beautiful time of connection where it's not like another forensic, busy thing where you're like doing stuff, but more of just like a sacred reuniting with our power within and being around like-minded women. There's horse medicine. I'm sharing music medicine, and I'm also offering one of my mantra workshops. So guiding folks through a place where maybe they're stuck and wanting to create a new mantra looping in their brain. So Sarah and I were talking a little bit about how I'm reaching in for my brave is bigger than my fears these days, and that's something I have on loop, and it's again calling in the things that we want. So I'm really excited to be able to shine and offer both acoustic music and story, but then also guide people in going home with a tool that's for their mind, that's for well-being and leveling up in some area of life. That'll be really special. We have catered food. It's going to be a thing. It's really fabulous.
Nice.
So
Can women still sign up to do
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Okay.
it's-
And they can go to DarcyNelson.com.
they will find the link there. Yeah.
Okay.
My friend, the one that inspired the Wild Awake song, Laura Rubin, it's her event that she's hosting. So I've got the link for folks to go check that out.
I love it. DarcyNelson.com.
And
You
it
can
will
go-
sell out. It's limited spaces with a really
Okay.
small, juicy group of women. So
A juicy group of
Yes.
women. I love it. Okay. Okay.
Juicy.
For music is medicine. I love it. So go to shows under DarcyNelson.com. I have no idea what that will be like. Sacred Return on Saturday, June 14th at 1 p.m. in Parker, Colorado. That sounds absolutely amazing to get in a workshop and go work on yourself, which is what I need to do 24/7.
And horse medicine is magic. I grew up with horses, and so I had a strong relationship with my horses. They're a mystical, intelligent being that's like a herd of prey. So they are very aware of their surroundings and reading energy to make sure that they're safe. And I have never experienced it in a way where someone else is facilitating folks that are brand new to horse energy and the things that we can reveal for ourselves and the self-actualizations and awarenesses that come in, but then also crafting our energy so that it's welcoming and inviting for these animals of prey as strangers to come and interact with us versus, again, like a trail ride where these animals are doing their job. So it's really special what Laura leads out there. It's
There's
cool.
actually a couple nonprofits that we've gotten in touch with, as a radio station that it's like horse therapy. So yeah, I
They're
definitely agree with
sacred
that.
animals.
Right.
They're amazing.
On your website, you also have, which is kind of cool, especially to your music, a sunset show coming at the Denver Botanic Gardens.
Yes, I
That is
love
awesome.
sunset serenades. It's one of my favorite things to do. And singing amongst the flowers. I was saying, I'm a plant mom. I love flowers. So I have a wispy dress and I have like a 40 to an hour long set of originals that I'll be guiding people through. And Evenings Al Fresco is a beautiful time where there's multiple artists performing throughout the Denver Botanic Gardens. And patrons get to just kind of wander through at their leisure and enjoy and soak in the fresh air and the flowers and everything. And I'll be a flower singing amongst the flowers. I'm excited. Last year I was on their backup list, and so I got in on a cancellation. And this year I'm on the bill,
You're on the
and I'm on like
VIP.
There
the
you go.
opening, launching it out June 23rd. And tickets are selling out. There's like different time waves they allow people in, and my 7:30 wave is the only spot on my day that's still available. So that's another
Nice.
thing that I'm just encouraging people. If you want to experience it for yourself, buy your ticket in advance so that you can experience it.
And you have links on your website, darcynelson.com, on your shows. So definitely check it out right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Making it easy for folks to find the things. One other thing, speaking of juicy things, I'm like, that's just been my word lately. I like it. And my website, I do a monthly newsletter because I do not like hearing from people much more than that. Like most of what we have to say is not that important. Please don't spam me every week. So
Thank you for everyone.
note to yourself, if you're doing marketing, please stop spamming us every week and every day. We don't
Right.
read that shit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sending a monthly update, and mine's dropping tomorrow with a juicy secret that I don't think I'll be sharing on social for a while. But it's like I'm inviting people backstage with me with this free newsletter of just like hear behind the scenes of the things that I am vulnerable, yes, and I share a lot of my secrets on stage and concerts, and I share a bit on social. But this is like another inner circle that I'm wanting to share a cool life update with. Life update and a juicy secret dropping tomorrow, and you you can join into that tribe of the people that know. DarcyNelson.com.
I love it. DarcyNelson.com. Subscribe to her newsletter, and
Thanks.
you'll only hear from her once a month, which is
That's right.
great.
Unless I'm dropping a song. That's my thing. It's like once a month.
Okay.
And if I'm dropping a song that didn't fall with that, you might get 2 from me. But it'll be something special. That's noteworthy.
Oh, I
P.S.
agree.
Here's a new song.
Yeah,
We're keeping it
that's-
short.
Of course. Well, I want to get to your next song.
Okay.
Because you've been raving about this one with Brave Dreamers.
yeah.
Which you have beautiful just song titles.
Thank you.
I mean, they are very creative and unique. So tell us a little bit about Brave Dreamers.
For sure. I have a dreaming practice, and the same way that I love journaling, it was an invitation I received somewhere to have a specific journal that's for my dreams and to sit with myself and make it a date, because if things are not scheduled, they do not exist. And rather than be that person that's like, let me think about my New Year's resolutions in January and then forget about that, I'm like, let me keep dreaming every month and seeing what themes emerge, what things stay the same, what new things pop up. And so I give myself like a candle and a cup of tea and a little square of chocolate for positive reinforcements that I like doing this. And then I'm sitting with my journal for about an hour and just free writing and trying not to judge whatever's coming out. And it is really hard not to judge our dreams because it's really, again, that what should you do and what do people think you can achieve and what's reasonable and all this. And so I had one particular day, probably like 6 or 7 iterations into this, where I was feeling so stuck. And I was just like, oh gosh, it's hard to dream. And again, that idea of like, I could choose to say it's hard to dream, or I could choose to say something else, like, I am a brave dreamer. I want to dream audaciously. And more of us need to dream audaciously. I get chills thinking about it, of how we're so socialized and conditioned to just live these humdrum, boring little insignificant lives versus taking risks, doing what we love, and being audacious with our dreams. Because Einstein created the theory of relativity and like helping us understand the world. People created electricity. Oprah created her life. Like, people that don't give themselves boundaries don't give themselves boundaries. And I want to be one of those people. So this song is for me, and it's for my brave dreamer friends like me that want encouragement to be audacious.
I like it.
We are the brave dreamers who hope without evidence of sight. Fuel your fire, ignite desire, claim every inch of your birthright. Dream of abundance, dreamer. Invent what you cannot yet see. Don't limit your life, potential, or impact. You are destined to do amazing things. You are a magnificent being. Generations of ancestors have brought you to this moment in time, where anything is possible. So believe in your dreams, dreamer. Affirm you deserve your desires. Trust in the waiting, anticipating outcomes that exceed your heart's desires. Your thoughts and beliefs shape reality. So feed your mind with affirmations and with truth that supports your best life. We are the brave dreamers. We are the brave dreamers. We are the brave dreamers. We are the brave dreamers.
That's sassy. I like it.
Thanks.
That was really cool.
I like the spoken word kind of in there. That's really cool.
That's
Really
my
like
Pacific Northwesty jazz influences. KPLU 88.5 out in Tacoma is a station I grew up listening to, and they've got so much good like blues and jazz that just when I was a kid before streaming services, and I had a CD player in the radio. I listened to a lot of blues and jazz. So
Nice.
I kind of want to like reproduce this one already with a little bit more energy because I love the song so much, but the energy's kind of low. And I'm even playing with like, just even now, I'm like just trying to play with a little bit of strumming to make it a bit more interesting because I like the message of this one so much, and I don't want the production to be boring.
I love the message of that one.
I do too. I love that you
Thanks.
talk about positive affirmations. I belong to, as I was mentioning off air, a chamber group, and we have a women's group that meets, and it's growing. We have 100+ women, and we talk about this type of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
What are we feeding our soul? What are we telling ourselves every day? Because that thought that it becomes how we act, and it becomes our habitual life. So
Yeah.
if we are feeding negativity, that's what we're going to produce. So if you're doing the positive affirmations and the silver lining, which I try to do most days, some days are tougher than others. But it's good to have that reminder, to always have that optimistic viewpoint.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
I was just thinking what you shared. I'm butchering the phrase, but it's something like energy flows where attention goes. So again, that idea of like these little repeat things that we have, we're sending energy towards them.
For sure.
And I love the idea too of just like the genuineness of like sometimes we're in a funk, sometimes we're in a season of depression, and we can also be like pulling ourselves out of it with choices of like honoring this sucks. Do I have something to grieve? Yes, no. And can I continue to like fill myself with life? I think that's so important too, that I want to like not be a toxic positive person and always like everything's sunshine and roses, but to honor like and to evaluate too of like,
Of course.
do things suck, or am I just letting myself be affected by the
get that.
dreary weather?
That's a good point, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I am curious, what's the goal, or what is your aspiration in maybe the next 6 months, the next year, and leading past that?
This feels like a vulnerable question for me to like real rubber meets the road because I have some shift in my marketing work.
Okay.
And in the next 6 months, I really do need to start manifesting more workshops,
Okay.
more house concerts, and more opportunities to share music medicine so that more of my life is supported by my music versus the marketing. Because I've already been telling myself that of like, oh, I'd like to do less marketing and more music, and the universe is handing me this opportunity right now.
I love it.
And yeah, that my season is already pretty booked out with like
that's
with
great.
the summer and different opportunities, but more workshops and more of these like retreats and partnering with people that are doing things to elevate our wellness. And I think that should expand beyond women too. The more that I think about it, and the more I've been chatting with my partner, it seems like there's a lot of support for women to get in touch with our feelings and our self-care and all that. And there's not as much of an invitation for men to have feelings and to take care of themselves and to grow and evolve and to talk about it with others. And so
Right.
that's just now a drop in of like, I've been really focused on like women's retreats, but I wonder how I might also expand that broader to just wellness and people that are wanting to explore new tools and steps of that.
For sure. Couples retreats are also really great and healing. And yeah, I think sometimes they get that kind of stigma of what is this going to be? But if it's like it's peaceful and you come get to listen to some music and sit by a river or al fresco, it'll be like a more of a date. And,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing.
Fun, nourishing thing.
Do you have a venue that is speaking to you that you really would like to do either in Colorado or outside of Colorado?
I really want to play at Ulam Resorts in Moab.
Ooh.
They're a branch. Have you heard of them?
No.
Okay.
Are you familiar with them?
No, I'm
In
not.
Moab? Okay.
Everyone, please DM them and say that you're dying to hear Darcy
I
Nelson.
love it. Okay. Okay. Tell me the
So,
name one more time because I will.
Ulam. ULUM. It's all caps. I don't know what that stands for, but magic. I should find my own. You know what? I should write them a jingle and send it to them and like make something sensible out of Ulam.
Do it.
Under legacy something. Something.
It's all good. And Moab. I know.
Yeah.
Josh is going to look it up.
Yeah, I
That-
played
that's
at their
amazing.
sister resort, the Under Canvas, and basically it's these
Okay.
gorgeous white luxury safari tents with plush queen size beds and fire stoves, and they give you like a s'mores kit, and the night sky is like so bright you don't need flashlights, and they're stationed near like Arches National Park and all these places, and Ulam is like the even fancier version of that offers like yoga retreats and things, and so I'd love to have the opportunity of sharing sharing some of my mantra workshops there and serenading people as the sun goes down.
Oh
in
my
Moab.
gosh, I love it. Okay,
That
when you
sounds awesome.
book that, please let us
Yes,
know
okay.
because
Let's have a party.
we're gonna go and eat some s'mores and
Yes,
relax under a
yes.
beautiful sky of stars.
It's incredible. I've had a few gigs out there at different resorts, and sometimes one of my favorite things to do at the end of the night is just to drive down a highway and shut off my car and open my sunroof and just gaze at the stars and see how bright and gorgeous it is.
Nice.
It's transcendent.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, my next question was what inspires you? Like, is there, that's what brought me to you thinking or picturing you looking up at the stars. Is there a moment or a time that lyrics come to you or a melody comes to you? Where does the inspiration come from?
I love that question. And this is maybe different than what I would have answered if you would have asked me earlier, but reflecting on it, it's feelings. When I'm feeling something really intensely, I sometimes think in poetry. And sometimes when it comes out, I'm like, that's an idea. Like, that's so good. I need to write it down. And so recently, like, there's a new song that's being born inside me about desert flowers because I had my first trip in Sedona, and I'm a West Coast girl where it's very green and lush and it's so rainy and depressing to me. The gray is depressing, but it creates beautiful moss upon leaves and like all these gorgeous things. And I was out in the desert and I saw this gorgeous, colorful flower and a few of them. And I was just struck by flowers in the desert. And again, just thinking about in these desolate places, and it's so barren and it's so harsh, and there's beauty and fragility and color and lushness in this space. And so I'm working on a metaphor. I think it's going to be a metaphor song about flowers in the desert and past seasons I've been on, and with like relationships and just feeling like it's been a bit of a desert for my heart, but how sometimes there's a season and blossom can come after those hard things. So for me, it's feelings. It's feeling something really acutely. Like one of my first songs that I released that I wrote for me, See Your Face, I thought I met the one. I was 2 vodka sodas in at a pool party. I thought I met the one. And I literally like wrote this song on the back of a to-go box that night. And I was like humming it in the car on the way home, or like my Life is Good song that I might share to towards the end of this. I was in the shower and I was feeling heavy and I was feeling depressed. And I'm like, I don't usually feel depressed in Colorado. That was a weather thing back in Washington. So I did that little audit of like, what's going on? Is there really something different from yesterday? There's not. I just maybe need to be focusing my thoughts differently. And so I started humming to myself the song. Like, again, it was the phrase, what do I need to hear right now? I need to hear life is good and I'm blessed because I got food, I got rent, you know, life's good. These are blessings people don't have everywhere. And so for me, like, I think a lot of my songs are just born out of feeling things really intensely and then needing to describe it through poetry and sonics and needing to have it express in a way that others can experience that feeling with me. And I've never thought about it that way before. So thank you for that question.
Yeah, of course. I think you just wrote like a couple more songs while you've been sitting here. I'm jotting them down. I was like, okay, The Rose in the Desert and then No Boundaries. Like those are 2 that I heard you say. I'm like, I could see those coming out.
I love that.
So you never
I've also
know.
been sitting on a Hell Yeah song for a while.
Nice.
And I don't, it's like so sassy. It's the sassy side. I don't have the chords for it. There's a few of my songs too that where I just like write, I just find a melody and I sing until I find things I like. And then I have to pick up my guitar and be like, what's happening over here? And so this one is like, I'm looking for a hell. Yeah, man, I want to keep around. I'm waiting on a hell. Yeah, king to celebrate my crown. Cause I don't do bullshit with man-child boys. No patience for games, I am not a toy. Bum, bum, bum. I'm waiting on a hell, yeah. And that was one I wrote in the shower too. So like that one's still coming together and I don't have guitar pieces, but if you were listening today, you got to hear an unreleased song.
I'm looking forward to that one.
You don't
in the
need
shower.
a guitar. Just do what you just did.
I came back from like a nonsense night dancing at the Grizzly Rose. I love dancing there. It makes me feel so alive. But I had some sort of bullshit interactions with some people and I was like, nah, I'm waiting for a hell yeah. And like, that's also going to be on repeat. If it's not a full body yet, it's a nah, brah.
Like, you're a non-starter. Yeah. You and I have a lot in common. They come up and be like, nah, just don't even try. Well, you mentioned this next title. This is, we'll get to this one. Yay, Life is Good, which is amazing. You just mentioned it.
I got to say, so, you know, we all listen to submissions and everything like that. And when you sent in your submissions, for me personally, this was my favorite from yours. This was a great song because you kind of said it a little earlier too. It's just like, I got food, I got rent. Great. You know, life's good. Just that simplicity of feeling blessed, feeling happy. So that really resonated with me. So that's why this next one is one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah.
That means a lot to me because I think I've heard some people saying it makes them feel a little depressed. I'm like, I was depressed when I wrote it. I was trying to not be depressed. So it's interesting that bleeds through. But I'm so glad that you like it.
And I've said this before too. Some of the best songs out there come from sadness. Whether it comes over as sadness or not, they come from it. So that's why a lot of times you just got to enhance that feeling and release it. So that's really cool to know that that came from a bad place.
Yeah.
And wanting to make yourself feel better. That's really cool. I like that.
Thanks.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Darcy Nelson, darcynelson.com. Life is good.
Thanks. I find fulfillment in success, chasing my daydreams, put my limits to the test, rinse, repeat, and keep on dreaming, 'cause life is good and I am blessed, out here giving my best, do, 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 do. Do 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 do. I focus on my goals, not the rules or road or potholes. Meditating on my dreams, serve with everything inside of me. Life is good and I am blessed, out here giving my best. Do 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 do. Life is good. Oh, oh, oh. Life is good. Dwelling in my bliss, the possibilities are endless. Life is good and I am blessed, giving my best. Do 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 do. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good and I am blessed. Do 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 do.
Life is good. That's a great one.
Love
That's a great
it.
one.
Yeah, we have people clapping in the
We love
studio.
having that one in our rotation.
Thank you so
Definitely.
much for playing my music. Again, I was like, this is the stuff nobody's going to care about. And I have a radio station playing it. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I find fulfillment and success chasing my daydreams, put my limits to the test, rinse, repeat, and keep on dreaming. That was not true when I wrote it, and it's so fun to be in new spaces like Sedona at the yoga festival, like getting to sing those words of like, I'm making it happen. I was calling it in. And I just want to encourage other people, like, chase your dreams. If I can do it, you can. Like, I'm almost turning 40. I don't say that out loud a lot, but like, I'm older than you should be chasing music, and it's beautiful. And I feel like it took me a while to be brave enough to be seen, honestly. I recorded a demo when I was 13, and at that time I was living with chronic eyelid inflammation to the point where I'd like go places, I could hear kids whisper about me, like, what's wrong with her face? And that was just like, oh, even as I say it, that's still loaded of like, we couldn't figure out why it was going on. And so I lived a lot of my life with like this visual inflammation of like my body was reacting to something going on in life that I couldn't express. And it took me a surgery in 2018 where we were able to figure out what was going on and make some changes, and they took 1.5 inches of skin off of my upper eyelids. There was that much extra skin and inflammation. And I started liking my face for the first time as an adult, and I felt like then I was finally willing to be seen and step out into spaces. And I wasn't planning on sharing that today, but it's again a very vulnerable thing that like I know we all have things in life where it's hard to own our truth. It's hard to be seen. It's hard to dream big, to show up and play big. But that's what life is for. And like, I just want to be able to share a little bit more of my story and encourage people to be braver and to take risks and be themselves and celebrate. Be weird. Have fun.
I love it. Be the authentic you. And to always lean into the uncomfortable. Because I find that, and I have to tell myself that almost every day. I do something that scares me just a little bit. And you just step into a new authentic self, and you say things that scare you a little bit, like public speaking or singing in front of people. I admire so much when people can do that, because I love public speaking, but I'm like, man, if you gave me a guitar, there's no way I could do it. And so to me, that's so brave and courageous to watch people do that and to be vulnerable in it. Yeah.
I'm so curious how you find something every day that scares you. Like, you must be really a badass growing, because like, that's so impressive. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Being in public spaces, actually, I struggle with it a lot, and I feel really uncomfortable. And so I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be an ambassador to Chamber, and let's just go do this.
Wow.
And let's be on stage, and let's, just do things that scare me a little bit,
Good for you.
because I love it. I find connections in places that I never thought would be there. And, when you expose your underbelly a little bit, and you show that authentic side, like as you've been, people are attracted to that, and it becomes more real. And I love those types of relationships. I crave that. I think most people crave that. And it's allowed me to redefine what unconditional love is. And it's no longer like, I love you kind of on this. It's been more surfacey to me. And now it means so much more to say, I love you for everything that you are. And it's because you are who you are. And that to me has been the journey, and leaning into something new, like a new business and new friendships and new love. So I am so proud of you for being here and sharing all of that with us.
Thank you. I'm going to put that in my pocket of like, every day something a little that scares me. Imagine how much I'll grow in a year.
It
and
is.
the new things I'll have to try to scare myself.
Exactly. I know. Do the impossible. We had an interview earlier, and she's in her 40s, and just an incredible badass woman.
Love
and
that.
you just wake up one day and she was an American Ninja Warrior. And she did that in her 40s, and she is now 45. Sorry, I'm sharing your story. I hope it's okay. And she just won I hope I don't butcher this, but it is it's a world title of doing 14 events in gymnastics. And she's the oldest person to do it on both men and women. She's like, and I'm turning 45 because why the hell not?
Right.
Why not?
And it's when she said do the impossible, it's like what you're talking about. It's like, just lean into what you're dreaming about. And people, when they talk about their bucket list, I'm like, do not have it be your bucket list anymore. Do it. Put it on your schedule if you have to. If you want to go travel or go swim with sharks, just go do it.
Right.
Because you have no idea what tomorrow brings.
Ooh, I love that.
So, yeah.
Ashley, you seem like a risk taker too.
Yeah, very, very.
And you mentioned the song "Hell Yeah" that you're working on. So are you are you recording right now, or just
That one's just in my journal. I wasn't expecting to blab that out here either.
Right.
It's like it's an unfinished song that I'm like, there's some ideas in here that are so good. I was wondering to myself recently if I need to do a co-write to finish it off, or just dedicate my time and lock it in.
right?
But yeah, I feel like I've got like 4 or so songs that could be like a country EP. I don't know if I want to go that direction next, but we'll see. I've got like a sad song that's like a relationship song. I've got this unreleased song I should play for you guys if we have time for one more, called Flawless.
We can make it. Yeah,
Okay.
we can have you.
We can end on that for
okay.
sure.
We can end on that,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, I'm like, maybe I'll do a country EP next.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you launch, I want to make sure I tell people one more time, if you just joined, don't worry, it will be saved forever on YouTube, and we'll be on Facebook for another month. So you can hear this beautiful Darcy Nelson singing. Oh my gosh. And if you want to see her Saturday, June 7th, she'll be up in Fort Collins at the Birthday Bash at 12 p.m. You can also go to darcynelson.com and see all of these. Saturday, June 14th, Sacred Return, Parker, Colorado. And those tickets are selling out, so please get on right now. And Denver Botanic Gardens is so freaking beautiful. So if you haven't been there and you want to be serenaded, Hell yeah.
With the sunset in the back. Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is Monday, June 23rd at 7:30 at the Denver Botanic Gardens. So jump on darcynelson.com, subscribe to the newsletter, and see where she's going to be.
Thank you.
And now we get to end on what? Flawless?
Flawless.
Okay.
Inspired by Denver's Grizzly Rose. And the only other show I didn't plug was the Underground Music Showcase this summer. I'm going to be there with 2 sets. So come on out and party with me at the UMS Underground Music Showcase. And I'm going to sing this one with band accompaniment.
All right.
Okay, love it.
I know you know that this feels so right. Felt it with you almost at first sight. When I'm looking at you and your eyes shine bright, I found something that lights me up tonight. I can see that we'd be flawless. I don't wanna stop any progress. I can see it in the way we flow. Could be perfect, baby, don't you know? I can see that we'd be flawless. I don't wanna stop any progress. I can see it in the way we move. All the things I wanna do with you. You got something effortless, it shows in the way you spin me around the grizzly rose. Should we jump in or just take it slow? I've been falling since you said hello. I can see that we'd be flawless. I don't wanna stop any progress. I can see it in the way we flow. We could be perfect, baby, don't you know? I can see that we'd be flawless. I don't wanna stop any progress. I can see it in the way we move. All the things I wanna do with you. You hold out your hand, and oh, we start to dance. The magic is real. In every song beat I feel flawless. Don't stop the progress. The way we flow, baby, I want more. Flawless. Don't stop the progress. The way we move, baby, I want you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darcy Nelson right there. Flawless. Awesome. I'm really looking for you. Got to get recording. You got to start recording
I know
these
I need
things.
to raise some money.
You
Do a
do.
fundraiser for my sophomore album.
I love it. Boy, shout out to the Grizzly Rose. I've never had a flawless evening at the Grizzly Rose. Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me out today.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you've been here listening to it. Darcy Nelson. Go to darcynelson.com. Check out everything and all of her future shows coming up. You can also hear some of her songs in rotation on K4CO Radio. Be sure to keep listening in. Starting in a half hour at 7 o'clock, we have 1 solid hour of Colorado artists in the K4CO rotation. Just a melting pot of genres. And have a wonderful night, everybody. Especially you, Darcy. Thank you. Take care.
Guys.
Have a good one, everybody. You'll, have a great night of music. Take care.